Alright, so this is the first chat tournament since the return of a Triple Triad Advance. I'm very excited. It seems like we got 16 people, which is a lot more than I expected. You can see the bracket being filled out now. I'm going to be playing and trying to commentate on my games. We'll see what the rule sets are. It's going to be all random, all open. It looks like I'm going to be in the bottom half of the bracket, and we'll see who I'm getting. I'm going to try to keep track. Am I getting Scythe? That'd be exciting. Ah, very exciting. Alright, so I'll be playing Scythe in the first round, and we'll see how it goes. It's been a while since I've played Scythe. I have played him in 3 tournament matches way back in the day. The first time we played was in the, I believe, Irvine semifinals, and he beat me. It was the first time I'd ever made a semifinal. It was the start of my best year, which was 2009, when I won 3 major tournaments. But I guess Irvine was the end of 2008, and my run in Irvine ended up getting me New Player of the Year for 2008. But Scythe beat me, and beat me really convincingly, and went on to lose to Delial in the finals. And then the next time we faced, he had just beaten Delial, and I beat him in the quarterfinals of something, maybe Triad Wars 7. And then we faced one more time when I won the site championship, and he had won it the year before, and we played for the title match. So this is to say, this is a storied matchup. We've both been, site champions. It'll be fun to go against him after so long, and a player I have a lot of respect for. Oh God, what a rule set! All right, so we have level 1, same plus random combo, no plus wall, but I guess that doesn't really matter on level 1. And it matters a little, but mostly for niche cases. I'm going to ask time control, just so we know. This will be a fun match, though. I'm looking forward to playing Scythe. Also known as Serenity, also known as Vanity. He's gone under a lot of names. And I assume it will be a 5-minute game. Alright, and I'm going to put up. And we're going to try to keep an eye on other games too. So I have a tab open to watch what other games are happening, try to comment on them a little bit. Hopefully I'll make a video later showing it. Other good matchups. Akiyama versus Vialva is a huge one. That's the one that really jumps out at me, that there's some other good stuff here. Curious to see how Doom Train plays. He just got back. I feel like others of us have been back for a while, even though the site's only been up for like 4 days. So curious to see if he regains form quickly. Interested in seeing Wavy play. I think Wavy's an interesting player. Spots some complex stuff. And of course there's Bren and many others. We'll see how well I do trying to keep an eye on everything. Well, as always, while we're getting excuses out of the way, it's very important to have excuses before you fail live. I am not going on much sleep, and I have recorded like an hour and a half of Triple Triad videos today already, so this might be a struggle, but none of it's been open, so the open part of my brain hasn't really applied. As I'm sort of mentioned, gonna ask people to get the move orders of their games so I can later do analyses and make videos of other people's games. Alright, so we got Chickeny vs. Lalik and Zero vs. Bren already going. Let's get a look at these. We'll give a sense of the rule set. And what's available. So we're remembering how level 1 works. 4-5 corners are pretty powerful if we get them. How's this one look? Alright, so we see some strong corners in a Zero's hand, but also a good corner for Bren. Still waiting on my game. Oops, didn't mean to open a new tab. Probably going to pay the most attention to Akiyama versus Vialva, because Akiyama is a tournament winner, and Vialva is going to be playing in a finals probably tomorrow. This video will be up after that has happened, but I think he's playing Turds on Sunday for the finals of Carver, and that's pretty exciting, and it'll be fun to keep paying attention to his form. Alright, Bren has gone with a weak corner, interestingly using what I sort of identified as the best card in his hand. And he directs the game down right, which makes some sense, but those 2 cards with 1s both up and down really worries me. So I would think Zero is a very good situation. They already might be able to play 2-4-5-1 and 1, but they certainly have other options too. I think Zero has a nice advantage there. I've received a message. I'm going to be pretty scattershot. Let's get back to the chat. Scythe may have disappeared on me, but keep looking. Any new games going? Alright, we've got DJ versus Sakea. DJ was already in one of my videos today, played a very nice closed game against me, really exemplary, showing how to play second turn. What has he got? So whenever you see 2-1-6-1, like, I intuitively think, like, stick it in 2, have something else good down around it, like the 1-2-4-2. But Sakea has the 6-2-1, 6-2-2-1 and 6-1-3-1. That's a lot of up powers. That's probably not a viable idea here. In this game, Lalic starts in 5, not finding anything particularly appealing. And it looks like Chickeny has safety if he wants it in 2 with 1-4-1-5. It'll be interesting to see if he goes for that. Zero has not played yet. Don't think we have a game yet. It's so cool we have 16 players. Alright, Villalba versus Akiyama. That's a big one. We'll open that tab. How do the hands look? Intuitively... At first looked, I liked Villalba's a little more. Now I'm leaning Akiyama's. Doesn't look easy to take advantage. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. That'll be an interesting game. And we still don't have a game, but you can see the other games are going up. It's great to have this back. Alright. DJ has also gone with the weak corner, so you can see his hand's definitely directed down right, so this makes some sense. And the 2-3-4-1 had nothing that was uncapturable by Sakea's hand, so it makes some sense to use it early. I'd be so tempted to get rid of Blood Soul, but I'm sure they've thought about it more than I have here. Chickeny does take the safety. I think that's a strong move. Zero has not yet taken safety. And we have a game. Alright. So we're going to wish them best of luck. And start thinking about this rule set. So first I'm going to count their best strength in each direction. They have a 2 to the right is the first thing I notice. 6 up, 5 down, 6 left. We want to make the game rightward. That's going to be where they have a bad time. Now, I notice they have 4 good numbers up, but only 2 good numbers down. So if we get those out of their hand, they might be out of down. So I want to make the game rightward, but it would also be nice if I could head it in a downward direction. Now, I'm not great rightward either, and I could imagine me starting like 3-2, 3-3, and 9, and they just take it from 6, and I have to take back with 3-4, 2-4, and then I can't take that back, and that could get really ugly really fast. The kind of obvious move to make, I think, is 1-2, 1-6, and 6, and then have 3-2, 3-3 ready to recapture it. Now, the important thing there is because they will be able to play safely next to it, I'll have 2 safety, and they'll try to set up 5 from there. And the question is, do they have a good way to set up 5? And they probably do, but it doesn't look like it could be too bad for me. So I'm going to make this move pretty quickly and move on to the other games. Let's just double check. They really do have the right weakness. I think they do. And call it a move. So the Villalba Akiyama game, Villalba starts with an interesting corner because he cannot take it back. And Akiyama has 2 different ways to take it. So maybe he has a setup plan in 8, but Villalba also really likes to force the action. So maybe more likely the response is just something complicated, like they take in 4 and he goes in 6, or he just goes in 7 and deals with it. I don't know, interesting move. Sakea just grabs there, so DJ has a chance to be the first one to lock in a card, though I didn't check if there's any combo setup potential. They can plus same 3s and 1s, but not 2s, so DJ does have a way to lock in. Here, Lalic has no up. This looks really difficult to me. I think Chickeny could probably 2-1-3-6 just to keep Caterpillar as a dominant up-down card in 3. And, if Lalic goes in one of 4 or 6, Chickeny goes in the other with Caterpillar. That seems dangerous. Okay, Zero didn't go for safety. Interesting. Let's come back to our game. Make sure everything's going well. we don't want to clock. Keep an eye on this one. I guess I'll just have 4 games I'm watching, because that seems a lot. Indeed, Daniel Jackson takes with a 2 facing up, so it can't be comboed back. This is probably pretty good for DJ. This one, Chickanee's not moved yet. This one, so once games have finished, I'll start rotating in ones I haven't gotten a chance to look at yet. It's interesting 0 didn't take the safety, because after they're moving 5, they don't have the safety anymore, right? 2, 4, 5, 1, and 1 is now samed. And they sort of set that up for Bren. So, could be in trouble. Don't have anything safe in 8. They could, however... So they can't play with a 5 to the right in 7. But they could play with a 4 to the right in 7 and grab safety that way. So maybe a good move would be bat in 7. Oh, they also have the 6. So they should probably do it with the 6 then. And that's safe in 1 as well. So probably something in one of those squares. So I guess Bren's point. I'm not sure Bren's point here. I would probably play in 1 safely. Okay. Akiyama just sets up, doesn't go for the immediate capture, so there was probably a trap somewhere there. Looks like has the plus in 2, but not 4. Check back in on our game. It's hard to give a too in-depth commentary here while hopping between games, but hopefully saying something of interest. Okay, so here there's the choice between further lock-ins in either 3 or 7, or the Q in 1. Are any of the lock-ins safe? Yeah, 3, 5, 1, 3, and 7 is safe. And then 2, 1, 6, 1 is going to be pretty powerful. But you can see, if say 3, 5, 1, 3, and 7, 6, 2, 2, 1, and 4, 2, 1, 6, 1, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, that's a tie. So there's definitely some paths to be careful about here. So maybe a better way to handle it would be start with 2, 1, 6, 1, and 3. I'm not sure. That requires calculation. Alright, Chickanee just goes for 4 instead of going for 3. Because 3 was already safe, and this creates a new safeguard. Yeah, that looks very strong. Alright, good move. They did indeed go for safety in 1 of 1 or 7. I was leaning towards 1 personally, but the reason to lean towards 1 is because with all the 1s facing out, it was easy for them to plus cards Bren would put in the paired square of 7, right? Because when looking at 1 or 7, it's not which one's more valuable for me, it's which one's more valuable for them. And so my reason to go in 1 is I think Bren has worse plays than 7, right? His cards have a 2 or a 1, and that's pretty easy to potentially combo. There are combos on both of those numbers. Well, here if Bren goes in 1 instead of 7, there aren't those combos. So I think 0 wanted to go in 1 to force Bren to have to go in 7 if he wanted to play in the paired square. Alright, Scythe is played. So my plan was just to lock something in 9, and I should pay attention to which card I do so with. So what ways do they have to set up in 2? Because they're likely to go for an L. So they could have a 1 facing down, and 6, 1, 1, 4 would have something. The other cards both all need a 3 facing down. They don't have a 3 facing down. So they're very likely intending, either they think they'll have safety, which I don't think they'll have, or they're intending 5, 2, 1, 4. In which case I'd have to block 5. And I also want to make sure that no way I block 5 do I set them up big. And I don't think I will, because if I put something like 3, 2, 3, 3 with a 3 out in 9, and then say 5, 1, 3, 2 and 5, they have no plus there on the 2 3s, or even 3, 2, 5, 1 and 5, they have no plus. So I think easy does it. I'll just make a move and get to looking at other games. I like not taking too much time because that way I can look more at other games. So this one's going to be complicated, very hard to analyze a slash without spending a lot of time on it, but often looking for safety in 2, 4, 6, 8 starts getting you somewhere. So 1, 1, 1, 6, and 8 is potentially a move. 5, 3, 3, 1, and 6 is a riskier move just because you're open to combos. And 2, 2, 3, 3 indeed does have the combo in 2, so gotta be careful there. Alright, not gonna be able to spend enough time to think about that. DJ does go for 3, 5, 1, 3, and 3, and Sakea finds 6, 2, 2, 1 in 4. And is this a win? I don't think so. I think Sakea found a way to hold this. Well done. Nicely held. Chickeny's still looking very good here. I think Lawlick going for the Q is a good way to complicate, especially because he can't lock in any cards. I like that. Expect Bren to go in 1 here, but he doesn't have a great card for that. It might still be terrible. Maybe he has to go 8. Maybe there's something in 3. I don't know. The pressure back on Scythe. Just responding to something in the chat. Huh. So Akiyama plays 1116 in 6. So what have we not seen about this position? I don't know. I would think, even though 1522 and 2 is really powerful, I would guess Fialva has the advantage here. That's my guess. And Sakea indeed gets the tie. Nicely played. Nicely held from a tough position there. Bren does go in 1, as we predicted. And let's see what games are open. We'll open a new one to follow. Who have we not followed? Let's follow Kroos vs. Wavy. And let's open Blizzard vs. Doom Train. We can follow more games. That's fine. Alright, this is one of them positions where I'm not going to be able to see everything instantly. Not that there are positions where I really can, but, well, you've seen how I do. 5, 3, 3, 1, and 5 looks good? Is there a big setup there? Don't think so. No, there's the same in 8. Duh. Okay. Alright, then that's more complicated. Okay. Just can't see it. Here we see Doom Train building a nice wall out in 6 and 9. 3 and 6. 4 and 7. That looks pretty promising. Fialva's still thinking. Good spot to think. Did Lawlick find a win or not? I mean, did Chickeny find a win? Those ones up really hurt. So there's a big same, and then Chickeny has the plus. The plus is pretty good. Yeah, this looks good for Chickeny. Not immediately seeing a save. That game's still going. Ah, he goes for a very different L. Right, because this card was safe, so he didn't have to lock it in. He does not, however, create a threat, but he does take safety. So his idea is presumably I go 7, and then he can play 6, 1, 1, 4 in 5. But then I play... So if... well, that looks like he might manage a tie there. We don't want that. So I could play 5, 1, 3, 2, and 4. If he goes... And importantly, 3, 2, 5, 1 has both squares for me. So if he goes 5, I go 3, 2, 5, 1 in 7, and I win. Unless he set up a combo that I don't think he has. No, he doesn't. If they go 7, I play 3, 2, 5, 1 in 5, and it's the same, and I'm up 6, 4, and they can take it back, but necessarily 3, 4, 2, 4 will be a really good sideways sweeper. So I think sort of this pairs up the board, where 3, 2, 5, 1 dominates 5 and 7, and 3, 4, 2, 4 dominates 1 and 2. And I'm going to get a plus out of one of those pairs of squares. And so this looks pretty good to me. And now we can check in on other games. Alright, Wavy went in 6. Because 5 was terrible. I totally saw that the whole way. Didn't just miss a same. And what do we got here? Sending a message. Okay, so Chickeny did get the win. Let's check in on that. Nicely done, Chickeny. Advances to the second round. How's Zero doing? Zero, I think, should be pressing for a win there. That's what I've been thinking. This game's complicated. This game's complicated. This game, well, we should be able to count now. So 5-3-3-1 can't go in 5. 4-1-5-1 if it goes in 5. Doesn't flip anything, but does win. So it looks like Wavy's going to win this one by just blocking 5 with a 6-4 lead. Yep, nicely played by Wavy. Good player. And yeah, so Lalik knew quite early in his game he was in a lot of trouble. Yep. Correct evaluation. Wavy wins. Nicely done. And what are we left with? 0 goes in 2. So does Bren have a good move somewhere? This looks very bad for Bren. I think 0 is going to successfully knock him out here. Nicely done. Bren is strong. Are there any games we haven't paid attention to that we should have? Cyclone Effect versus Dalamar. Totally missed this one. So I guess maybe it just started. This is Crescent on the right versus Dalamar. This is possibly one of the lowest ID games ever played. Dalamar is ID number 3, and Cyclone is ID number 7. So obviously there's been lower, but like, you know, maybe the lowest I've ever seen for total ID. This game looks complicated. Don't want to think about it. And I do think Bren's going to go out here. This game is complicated. Man, fancy players. Both interesting, complex players that are pretty precise. I've been stalking a lot of open games, and I've seen both of them make mistakes with 4 moves to go, but not with 3 moves to go, and they've played pretty damn well with 4 moves to go as well. Oh, Dr. Jackson and Sakeo will be playing again, so we'll need to open a tab for that. I hope this switching around is watchable. If I see something to comment on, I say it. If I don't, I move on. And trying to do so, keeping a decent pace here. So 1, 2, 1, 6, and 6 looks like my starter, so immediately drawn to that. However, DJ does have a 4 to the right. And so while 4, 2, 1, 5 could retake it from below, it can't retake it from above. However, Sakea also has a 5 to the right, which means they might be able to cover anything DJ would put in 3 or 9, but they also sort of couldn't, because if they play 4, 5, 1, 3, and 8, then 4, 1, 3, 4, or 5, 2, 4, 2 potentially is the plus and 5. So probably not a good starter idea here. We'll see what she does. Alright, I think I'm just playing the same as on, correct? So, yeah. I don't think there was much Scythe could do here. His hand was pretty poor. That really big right weakness. Yeah, good game. Glad to play him again. But, you know, I'm not sure there was much he could do here. It seemed like a very bad random. Excellent player. Alright, Sakea gets the weakest card out of her hand. She has multiple ways to recapture. One thing I notice is she only has 1 way to recapture from 2. So if DJ has a way to attack it that then combos the recapture from 2, so immediately springing to mind is 4, 4, 1, 1, and 6. Because if Sakea plays 4, 5, 1, 2, and 2, he has the same with 1, 1, 6, 1, and 5. So that seems possible. There are, of course, many other ways to handle that position. This one, Dal, always with his side starters. Really likes the side starters. And we get our win, so we can close this one. It's nice to start with, I think, a well-played game. I'm gonna apologize to Scythe that his hand was so bad. Because that just looked pretty irredeemable. One of those ones where when someone does save it... Okay, what happened here? Blizzard won that. I thought Doom Train was building out nicely. I guess maybe I should have looked deeper, or maybe there was clever stuff that went on. Nicely won, Blizzard. We'll look into that game sometime later. Well, we learned something. Doom Train forgot combo was on. Well, it looked like he was building out nicely. Over here, Vialva sang some numbers, but we end up in a tie. So I had thought maybe Villalba had a slight advantage, maybe he was pressing, but I'm really not sure. They're going to play complicated games. And over here, looks like DJ not looking to capture maybe. I don't know what card he just picked up. Alright, Bren, it turns out, was cooking during his game. DJ instead goes for the adjacent corner play. Well, this is close to safe because the only way Sakea can capture can be taken back. And Sakea doesn't have the capture from above, which makes this pretty tough to deal with. I might just play... Obviously, it takes more thought, but like 1, 2, 1, 6, and 6, and just take the safe square and say, you know, you only have one way to take back that sets up against 5, and I don't think you have any way to set up against 5 and 8, so the only L that sets up against 5 is 2, 4, 3, 3, and first of all, I want to get that out of your hand. That's pretty powerful, and then maybe if I block 5, I survive, but maybe not, because... Yeah, no, you can't block 5 there because you have 2 cards with a 1 down that gives the combo, and you have the 1 card with the 4 down that gives the combo to the 1, 1, 6, 1. This is a tough position. I think this was a good move by DJ, though I also liked my move in 6. Alright, looks like Dalamar has gotten an L, but who controls 5? So Crescent has the same in 5. Ooh, don't like this. Yeah, I think Crescent's going to take this one. That looks too dangerous to allow, and because it's a same, there's no like setup options in 9, and there's not a setup in 8, and there's no recapture. Dalamar is the 2 ones to the left. I think Crescent's going to take this one and advance to the next round. So Bren did go out. Zero had a good hand, and I think played it pretty well. And then there were 3, because Villalba Akiyama's back on. I think we have seen a bit of every game, just missed a bit of a Doom Train Blizzard, didn't really get a feel for that one, but able to give some coverage to every game happening. Let's make sure everything's working. Looks like the sound's working. Looks like we've been live for 27 minutes. Maybe I'll split this video into multiple sections so it's not like 2 hours of one tournament. Alright, this might be a good time to cut the videos. It's not at the end of the round, but it does feel sort of a little bit of a lull, and in the next video, I think DJ has a big advantage here. I think Crescent should just be winning here, and we'll be able to really focus in on Villalba Akiyama. So I'm going to cut this video here, try to do maybe 30-minute segments to this tournament, and join you again in a few days when the next video goes up.